gentlemen, the following matchup is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championships lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the FM Roofing blue corner, a mixed martial artist that stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 152.6 pounds. He's fighting out of Granite City, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, Cordele the Assassin Macklin. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the First Form red corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight, 152.8 pounds. Fighting out of Wood River, Illinois, Brandon Little.
Cordele Macklin in the blue tape, Brandon Little in the red. This fight is 3 3-minute rounds, no touch of the gloves. Macklin coming in quick, but Little looking for that takedown.
Yeah, I mean, no time wasted. There's no filling out process here. We got standing guillotine. Brandon slips out. Well, these guys are throwing some heat. They missed each other there. All right, now they kind of settle in, calm down a little bit.
Yeah, both of these guys here, a lot of nerves. Big shot there coming out of Macklin.
Nice leg kick there. Brandon just seems to really try to hit this overhand right. Then he goes, right into the takedown.
Yeah, Macklin told me he is really looking for a war into this, and you can see it in his eyes that he is throwing everything with reckless abandon.
Yeah, well, Cordele did a really good job of scrambling there. He took the back. He's got that leg hooked, which is preventing Brandon from standing up.
Both of these guys back to their feet now. Macklin taking the center of the cage.
Yeah, Cordele didn't seem too worried about maintaining that top position.
Oh, heavy hands there out of Macklin. Now we see a potential hip toss there tried out of Brandon Little to no avail.
Yeah, good job by Cordele to, lock up the hips so he wasn't able to get thrown there. He's got head position. Look for him to land some short shots here, maybe even go for a takedown.
Big knee there out of Macklin.
Brandon has to be careful exposing his back trying to go for that, that throw, because all Cordele has to do is kind of lower his level and take the back.
Halfway through the first round. Nice separation there.
Nice big shot there by Brandon.
Little here trying to tie him up.
Body shots there by Brandon. Cordele's driving, gets the trip.
Big
right
takedown. Big takedown there by Macklin into that mounted position.
He's got a little under a minute here to work. There's, we're nearing the end of the round, but he still has plenty of time to land some shots here. He wants to posture up, create a little bit of distance. Also, you notice how he's sitting real low on the hips here. He wants to slide up and get underneath those armpits.
Now he starts to drop
big
bombs.
Shots here.
Nice move there out of Brandon Little. Ends up in top position.
Good job by Brandon to reverse that. Ate a few shots, but he was able to get on top here. Let's see if he's if he can do anything with it.
Heavy pressure here out of Brandon Little on top.
Good job by Cordele. You see he has that overhook on the arm of Brandon, preventing any damage being done.
Big slam there from Little. Little is just so heavy here.
Yeah,
down to 10 seconds remaining here in the first round of this 3-round contest.
Did a good job getting on top. Wasn't able to, land a lot of shots there, though. A lot of back and forth there, Jeremy.
So, Adam, how did you see that round?
There was a lot of back and forth. Both guys were very aggressive. I think Cordele probably squeaked that one out. He was able to get in just a couple better positions. He didn't keep the control for too long, but it was just a little bit longer. So I got to give that one to Cordele. Again, though, it was very back and forth.
Now let's take a look here at our instant replay. Big leg kick drops him down out of Macklin. Macklin really had the tougher hands pushing forward here in this first round.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think he had better of the exchanges. Brandon was just really trying to hit that haymaker right, and he missed a few times. Let's see if he's able to settle down coming out into the second round. Sometimes this first round, you got the jitters, you're excited, but now we're well into the fight here, moving into the second round. Let's see how these guys come out here.
Second round. Into the action we go here. Again, Macklin taking the center of the cage. Big overhand right there, though. Again, Little looking to try to dump him.
Yeah, Little going for the takedown, but now he's in a guillotine, and this is tight. He's going to try to create some distance. He was able to. Cordele let it go. Good job by Brandon. He pushed on the hips, backed up, was able to get his head free. He's coming forward.
Both of these fighters giving it.
Let's see if he changes levels here and goes for a double leg. No, he wants to land some shots.
Brandon Little looking to make a statement.
For that head and arm.
Oh, bad judgment there. Now he gets his back taken.
Yeah, that head and arm throw is going to be real tough to get, especially when they're all slippery like this. It's easy to slip off, and the downside is you expose your back when you do it.
Big roll to take the back here out of Cordele Macklin.
Got both hooks in.
Can Macklin finish?
It can be tough with these gloves. It'd help if he can, land some shots, maybe open them up. You see Brandon here getting a 2-on-1 on that arm.
Heavy hands from the bottom out of Little.
His coach is yelling, his neck is wide open. See, basically we just have a hand fighting situation here. Cordele's on the back. He has his hooks in. He is winning. If he starts throwing some short shots here, maybe he can get Brandon open up. Oh, and he's got that rear naked in.
Now we see Cordele Macklin locking up that rear naked choke. Can he get the finish?
I cannot see if he's under the chin.
Plenty of time here left in the round.
Plenty of time.
Little trying to fight those hands.
Yeah, trying to fight those hands, pull those down.
Can Macklin finish? Looks like he may have gotten free here on the bottom, keeping the squeeze on.
Yeah, Brandon's doing a good job, attacking that support hand that Cordele needs to really get that grip. It's going to be tough to finish a single arm rear naked. It can be done, but these guys are real slippery right now. Obviously, their hands are, arms are probably a little tired.
Referee Tim Francis right on top of the action.
Brandon throwing some shots of his own.
But in the judges' eyes here, Macklin is controlling and Macklin is winning the fight.
Yeah, Cordele's winning. What Brandon needs to start doing, he needs to start turning to his left. He's on his right hip right now. I don't believe that Cordele has an underhook on that far side, so he wants to try to get his back to the mat. Now, he does run the risk of getting mounted if he does that, but he needs to try to get his back to the mat, start turning into him. It's going to be tough. You can see the way that Cordele has his legs wrapped up here, or using his hooks to prevent Brandon from turning.
Down to 10 seconds remaining here in the second round. Macklin holding on to that top position as the bell rings.
Great job by Brandon to defend and not get choked there. But Cordele spent the majority of that round on the back. That without a doubt is Cordele's round.
So if you were in the corner of Brandon Little, what advice are you giving him?
Dude, I'm more than likely lost both those rounds. You got to be honest with your fighter. And he's got to come out here and finish it, man. We got to be smart. We don't want to get caught with something crazy. We don't want to do anything off the wall, but you got to really push it and try to get that finish.
Let's take a look here at our instant replay now again. Big overhand right there out a little, kind of drops down looking to get that cage pressure. But Macklin has done a great job of shucking it off. Eats a few right here, but still ended up on the back after this exchange.
Yeah, I mean, that was the story of the round. Once that happened, he ended up on the back, was able to maintain that control and finish out the round. Didn't land a lot of damage. No real shots. Wasn't able to get the submission, but he did control that round.
Third and final round underway here at Ameristar Casino in St. Charles, Missouri. Thank you for joining us on Fight TV tonight.
Brandon's holding that front hand real low as he's walking out of the corner here.
Macklin open ups with a big leg kick, overhand shot there, out a little. Both of these guys, for giving it on their MMA debuts, have put everything into this fight.
Yeah, they're leaving it all in the cage here tonight. You got Cordele on the back here. See if he's able to get Brandon to the cage floor. See Brandon working wrist control here, trying to break that grip.
A lot of top pressure here out of Macklin, holding on to that back piece, just riding it away.
This is a great position to throw some knees to the thighs, you know, really wear down your opponent here, but he's just holding on, see if he's able to maybe get a better. Brandon working Kimura, looks like there.
Good.
Nope, lets it go. Goes to the head. Got to be careful going to the head.
Then that's what happens right there.
Left the trip wide open.
Cordele Macklin ends up in top, looks over to his corner for some advice.
He's got 2 minutes here. Brandon's legs are wide open. He can pass. Step right in the mount there.
There it is. Ends up in the mounted position. Macklin trying to be heavy on top now.
He's threading his legs here. He's probably, you know, he wants to actually probably get to a higher mount, but it's working out for him. He's on the back. He's got one hook in. Lost it. Oh, big shot here. Way to be patient by Cordele, land that shot.
We have seen a lot of patience and a lot of really kind of good cage awareness out of both of these guys tonight, but really Macklin with his ability to take the back.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job sitting heavy on that leg, controlling the hips. I'd like to see him land some short shots. Probably easier said than done because it looks like Brandon's working on a Kimura grip there. Ooh, and that is a weird angle right there.
Brandon Little has a Kimura locked in here with a minute left.
Doesn't seem to be too concerned here. I'm sure the cage is actually helping a little bit here, but that is, that's all the way behind the back. Rolls, turns into a sweep, gets on top, still has it locked up though, he can finish it.
And Macklin gets away from it.
Lost it.
Now he maintains that half guard position here right in front of us.
Fantastic job by Cordele to stay relaxed and composed. He obviously has great dexterity in his shoulders. I probably would have tapped to that. That was a deep one. I don't have that range of motion.
To have the young shoulders again.
I know, right?
Now we see here Macklin on top, landing some shots, down to just 15 seconds remaining here.
Brandon giving up his back again, trying to trap that wrist, maybe go for that Kimura again.
10 seconds remaining in the fight here. Macklin continues to take the back, now drops some bombs at the ending. A beautiful fight here for Cordele Macklin.
Great fight, he had a lot of control, stayed very calm. Looked like he had a lot more experience than an 0-0 fighter.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of cage awareness out of both of them. You can tell that they put their time in the gym. A beautiful display here, though. Cordele Macklin, in all intents and purposes here, is going to walk away with a win for the control end of it.
Yeah, 100%. Again, didn't land, wasn't a lot of damage done, but he controlled the majority of that fight. I have to imagine it's a unanimous 3 rounds to none there.
Well, we've seen some stranger things, but as we take a look here, this is a tough position. Talk me through this Kimura.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cage helped, but again, you can't discredit just the calmness of Cordele and to not panic in that situation. So that was a great job to work his way through that situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of our 3 scheduled rounds, we now go to the judges' scorecards for your official decision. All 3 judges at cage side have scored this contest the same, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Cordele, the Assassin Macklin.
A very happy Cordele Macklin here with the win. You know that first one is always, it's a sweet, sweet victory.
There's no feeling like winning in the cage.
Well, we still have more action to come, and we'll be right back with another mixed martial arts bout right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships.